Hi, nurse practitioner and functional nutrition coach Nicole here with 5 tips on how to minimize the effects of that added sugar you're probably going to indulge in this holiday weekend. Let's be real, it's Christmas. I'm not going to tell you to not eat the cookie. It's okay. Tip number 1, eat some protein first. A lot of protein already comes packaged with some fats if you're eating real protein. You do have a protein shake, probably not so much. What this does is it actually helps to slow down the digestion. So when you eat carbs after the protein, it will slow down the release of that sugar, the glucose, into the bloodstream, minimizing that blood sugar spike, which then spikes the insulin, which then over time can lead to insulin resistance, which is one of the things that we try to prevent. So this is another good time to practice making sure that you're eating your meals in the proper order. Don't have your dessert first. Tip number 3 kind of goes along with tip number 2 is to eat fiber. So you know that vegetable tray that's sitting on the snack table? Don't avoid it. Just have a couple. Some vegetables will help. That fiber, what that does is it slows down the digestion. So when you do have the carbohydrates, then it will slow down the release of the glucose into the bloodstream, preventing that big spike in sugar. Again, big spike in insulin, increasing your risk for insulin resistance, which is linked to a lot of things like metabolic syndrome, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease, and just being overweight and not looking and feeling your best. So those 2 things will definitely help. Make sure you don't skip on the vegetables and have them before your sweets. Tip number 3 is to reach for dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate. Milk chocolate, 100 grams of milk chocolate has over 50 grams of sugar. Good God. 100 grams of 78% dark chocolate, only 18 grams of sugar. Easy way to have a little sweet treat, get your antioxidants with your chocolate without the detrimental effects of all of that added sugar. Tip number 4, use a napkin or a small plate, not a giant plate, and don't sit by the dessert or the snack table, mingling, grazing all day, mindlessly eating. Take your little treats and go sit down and visit with people while you enjoy them. Portion control. Tip number 5, go for a walk after you're done eating, pending the weather outside, which is frightful, right, this time of year. It's terrible, actually. We might actually have to postpone Christmas because we can't even get out the door. Anyways, after you eat, it's a good time to do some activity. So whether that is a short walk or making sure you just get up and move, maybe clean up a little bit, do some dishes, play with the dogs or the kiddos or the nieces and nephews or whoever you have, just doing some type of movement. Don't sit down on the couch right after your meal and just be a couch potato, okay? What that does is when you do get up and move, the muscles are driven by glucose. They are glucose hungry, guys. This is, aside from the liver, it's the only other place where you store sugar in your body. Your fat doesn't store sugar, it stores fat. And yes, your body can convert excess carbohydrates into fat storage if it needs to. It doesn't prefer to do that, though. It prefers to actually use the carbohydrates for energy, for movement, for brain functioning. So get up and move after you're done eating, and this will also help to lower that insulin resistance. And in fact, muscles don't require insulin to get the glucose into the cells, so that's another great added benefit of that. And it will just help to minimize that effect of that excess sugar that we're all going to be eating this weekend. Last tip, guys. So coming up to this weekend, into the weekend, after the weekend, drink your water. Drink more water. Drink more water than usual, okay? What this is going to do, first of all, then, one of the things that can happen when you're dehydrated is you feel hungry. So don't go in dehydrated so you don't feel hungry when you're actually just needing more fluids. Drink your water before, drink your water during, again, keeping that hydration level up so you don't mistake being hungry for when you're actually just needing more water. And afterwards, it could take up to 5 days, guys, to get that excess puffiness out of your system. And it seems kind of counterintuitive, but actually drinking more water when you're puffy, depending on why, if it's just from eating more carbohydrates, drinking more water will help flush out that excess glucose, the sugar, through your kidneys and through your body and get rid of it. So drink more water. That will help. If you're on a fluid restriction for some type of medical diagnosis, then stick to your provider's recommendations. That's all I have for you right now. I hope you have a safe and happy holiday weekend.